Hello, welcome everybody to another geopolitical analysis video. Thank you for the new subscribers. I'm doing this for you guys. I am not monetized by any means. I'm not looking to really make money off of YouTube. I care about helping people. Other people taught me how to trade, and now I want to extend it back. Just a bit of a background. My background is in geopolitical analysis, meaning trying to forecast and look at events. One of the forecasts that I made was about the Ukraine war. You can look at my video, War is Coming. I made that video 6, 7, 8, 9 months before the war happened in Ukraine because I was looking at different military signs. I've served in the Special Forces for 2 years. I've traveled over 20 countries. I was patrolling with my team in the Indian Ocean against the Somali Houthi pirates at the time back in 2013, 2014. I've been around, I've seen some things, and this is what has really propelled my interest into geopolitics. Tying geopolitics into trading is something that gives me an edge, and that is why I've been able to make some calls earlier on in terms of where capital rotation is happening. I think in trading and investing, what is very important is to identify trends and opportunities before they really make the news. And this is something that I think is a very interesting trade. I've been a proponent of the IWM for some time, those of you who have stuck around with me. So I want to talk a little bit about one of the best trades right now. I think that we're in the cusp of a massive rotation. I think the semis have topped. Nvidia is showing signs of topping, and other charts as well of the bigger companies are showing weakness. And I think we're going to see a massive inflow, especially now with the advent of the rates dropping. It's going to definitely boost the Russell. And I think the Russell is where a lot of investors should be paying attention to. So let's take a look at the technicals aside from the fundamentals. So we are on the monthly time frame, and I want to just look at the candles before we jump into the indicators. So the secret in trading and investing is that if you're going to look at the charts, you have to look at the candles, look at the volume, but you also have to look at these indicators. And if they all line up, the more probabilities you have in identifying trends. So in this situation now, I'm seeing that we're having these sharp V recoveries. Whenever you see sharp V recoveries after corrections, typically signal that there's immense buying. When you look at this wick over here, okay, despite it being red, when you see such a long tail, that means that there's intense buying pressure at these levels. And we see this level as support, and this is what I've talked about distribution and support. This is a level that has played out because each candle constitutes a month. So this has been distribution, massive distribution in order to propel higher prices. We did a check back and now we're going higher. This is very bullish, and I do think that we're going to see a lot of money and a lot of interest coming in here, especially with the rates dropping. But looking at the technicals, this beautiful candle here of November is showing us what's going to happen in the future. These massive tails that you see here is a lot of buying, especially from the support over here. This has been support. These were the previous highs. So the previous highs were resistance. That's why we checked back. We're distributing, and now we're seeing that the higher the higher level, the higher strata over here is providing support, especially for November. This is beautiful to see. A beautiful candle. The fact that it didn't close on the upper tail doesn't matter. We want to see what's going to happen in the next coming weeks, but the confirmation over here is just textbook. Whenever you see candles closing above the prices of previous green candles, it confirms the trend. Now, if we look at RSI is a very interesting tool, especially if you notice some of these patterns. Whenever we compare pricing and we look at the RSI movement, that gives us a telltale sign. Just like at silver, I was looking at RSI. RSI is not that high, so that means it's building momentum for higher prices. So over here, I'm noticing that yes, we have geared up, But look, in comparison to where we were with the RSI, we were in the oversold area, close to the oversold area. We dropped quite a bit. Here we haven't even touched the oversold area, and typically the Russell does very well between 60 and 70 RSI, and I'm noticing here that this is giving us a green indication that it's go time for IWM. Until this goes up in the mid 70s, we shouldn't be afraid. I'm really liking this momentum here, this build up. We should be seeing RSI increasing gently, but I do think that December could be a massive breakout for the IWM. We're going to be here. We're going to see what happens. Now, we might have some checkbacks, short checkbacks, but I expect December to be just a beautiful fat green candle like the August one and the September one. October was pretty good too. MACD. So MACD is a very interesting one because it does indicate the divergence that takes place, and the divergence over here, as you can see, is widening. Whenever you have the blue and the amber or red in some cases, it showcases the steepening of just that velocity where there's a divergence of bullish pricing. So it is a very interesting tool. So in conjunction, all of this provides us with an important thesis, right? And we're backing it up with indicators. Indicators alone mean nothing. If indicators are good, but then the pricing sucks, and you don't care about the indicators. But when the indicators match the candles, the pricing, the movement of the chart, this is a very bullish chart, okay? This massive distribution of all these months is very, very important, guys, because that means that this was used as a liftoff, and now we have enough energy to go up without having to be afraid of checking back again. I think that RSI could easily go to the 300s in the next coming months, okay? Yes, capital rotation. We talked about capital rotation. I think a lot of charts have topped or are close to being topped and have received too much attention. So smart investors, they rotate their money. Money doesn't go to money heaven, like Gregory Mannarino likes to say. It rotates into capitals that were depressed or have a higher there's a higher trend, and especially that the media not covering the Russell. I like that. The Russell is not getting a lot of attention. I love that. Now, if we look at the rates have a lot to fall, and we know that the Russell is very interest rate sensitive, and if we actually see this materialize, like I believe we must see at least a 10% and 30% drawdown in rates in the coming months. I think it's very possible. This is going to propel the Russell. Let's see what happens. I'm very bullish on Russell, and I think that, quite frankly, if you play wise with options, you can make a lot of money. Again, we see these tails. This is very bullish. This is very bullish. You see this tail here? It propelled higher prices later on. Where else? These tails were quite significant too. Of course, the body of the red candle is quite fat, long, so it doesn't gain that much attention. But look again here, 2 months in a row, higher buying pressure, increased month after month, and this is what happened to the Russell back in 2018. So what I'm trying to get at is that whenever you see these significant corrections that are completed with this, it's a beautiful sign. It's a beautiful sign to see. I've been bullish Russell for a while now. Had some calls, and I do see that if we compare it to rates, the fact that rates have been going down for the last 3 months, okay, after having lower highs and seeing that this is a bit of a bear flag formation. We're within this red flag over here, this red candle over here. We saw this topping reversal candle. We see it playing out. we didn't see a candle. And this is one thing I want to know is about the rates. I want to share with you with the rates. We never saw a candle close. I'm not talking about the prices touch, close above here. And this has happened for several months. And this means that this topping tail has not been negated. And that shows a clear bearish sign. Sure, we've had a lot of checkbacks in the price, but just like we see with bullish checkbacks in the lower strata before a liftoff, we see that sometimes with charts that are trying to get to the higher levels. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I see a correlation between the rates and in IWM, which is historically a very good sign from what we're seeing. I definitely think that this is going to be a massive bull run before the bear market that we're expecting, but this is beautiful. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you. Bye for now.